Greetings. We are Crypto Laureates. I am the Crypto-Yogi. And in this first video, I'm going to be discussing the idea of principles. This fresco by Raphael, called The School of Athens, it nicely depicts this channel in the sense that it's got this big collection of figures who are coming together and interacting for the purpose of seeking wisdom. This represents philosophy. It represents the love of wisdom for the sake of wisdom, interacting for the sake of reaching a collective understanding for the betterment of everyone. It represents seeking knowledge about the causes, the why, and understanding what's going on. As well, it represents all kinds of different branches of knowledge, not just one specific thing, but many different areas which come together to collectively raise us all up. And so we'll be talking about principles, fundamentals, and having a deeper understanding of this crypto space, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, crypto economics. For me, it started here. I read a tweet by Ari Paul at Ari David Paul, who says, I first joined Twitter about 6 months ago to exploit Cunningham's Law and get smarter people to teach me about crypto. So I thought to myself, well, I would like smarter people to teach me as well. So I looked up what Cunningham's Law is to get a better idea. Cunningham's Law, created by or developed by Ward Cunningham, credited to him at least, it's the idea that the best way to get the right answer on the internet is not to ask a question, it's to post the wrong answer. And so I'll be sharing some answers, some comments, some claims, some assertions, some opinions, some ideas, and I'm hoping to be corrected along the way in order to understand things better. Ward Cunningham is also credited with developing the ideas of a wiki. And a wiki, again, here it's this idea of people collaborating together. We're going to see that more, these principles of people coming together to work together. Now, one man who understood principles and fundamentals was Nobel laureate Milton Friedman, who is said to have predicted the Bitcoin era 17 years ago, indirectly. This is from Cointelegraph. Friedman was an American economist and Nobel Prize winner in economic sciences. So he's claiming that a reliable but discrete method of financial transactions will develop on the internet in the near future. Okay, and in an interview in 1999, he said, quote, "The one thing that's missing, but that will soon be developed, it's a reliable e-cash, a method where buying on the internet you can transfer funds from A to B without A knowing B or B knowing A. The way in which I can take a $20 bill and hand it over to you and there's no record of where it came from. And you may get that without knowing who I am. That kind of thing will develop on the internet." The reason he saw this is because he understood the fundamentals of human economic interaction and he saw the potential of the internet for this to develop. Some other people who understand principles and fundamentals in one area or other areas, but are not seeming to understand the fundamentals and the principles of the Bitcoin, are here in this CNBC clip. It starts with Ray Dalio, who himself, he's a very wise man in life and in investing and trading. He recently came out with a book, has released a book called Principles. Let's hear what he has to say about this.
Bitcoin is a bubble. When you take Bitcoin, there are other cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin might lose competition to another cryptocurrency. And so is it a cryptocurrency bet that we're making, or is it a Bitcoin bet? It's very much speculative people thinking, can I sell it at a higher price? And so it's a bubble.
Yes, perhaps there are people who are speculating on price and wanting to buy low and sell high to increase their fiat holdings, or however you want to think about it. But there is that group of people, and most likely it's going to come from the younger generations as well, who see this not just as a way to speculate to earn more US dollars or China renminbi or anything like that. They're seeing it more based on its principles, as a way to exchange value without the intermediaries and without the censorship. It is a censorship resistant value exchange. Now, perhaps Ray Dalio here is talking about Bitcoin in this way. He could have talked about it in a positive way too. Maybe he just wants some publicity for his new book, and so Bitcoin is the hot topic around financial circles. So talk about Bitcoin, but he's talking about it skeptically and in a negative way. But perhaps he's not understanding the foundations here of what really drives its value. Next is Mohammed El Arian, and he says some interesting things too. Each one of these men says some very interesting words, and if we break them down, we can see some of the paradigms that they're not quite shifting. These paradigms are older paradigms, and we're working in towards newer paradigms. And unless your paradigms shift along with the current trends of shifting paradigms, you're going to be stuck in the old way of thinking.
It is a disruptive technology, but the current pricing assumes massive adoption. And I don't think that governments will allow the amount of adoption that is currently priced in.
If you're in Venezuela.
So there you go. Two important things. It requires massive adoption. Well, you could see the trend. The adoption is growing more and more massive, regardless of any of the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's going on, regardless. And again, he mentions governments will not allow this to happen. And what he's not seeing from the principles of governing this technology, specifically in the Bitcoin, he's not seeing that the governments have no power over it. They have their powers that they can execute, but it's looking like they will not win this one. We shall see. We shall see.
Venezuela or Ecuador or North Korea, you're better off probably using Bitcoin than using their currency. That can't possibly be true in the United States.
Wishful thinking, perhaps? Perhaps. But at least Jamie Dimon here is showing that there is a good use case for this, and it does. The principle of how really this cryptocurrency Bitcoin is butting heads against the whole government fiat system and the government economic controls system. This is where the principles are lying. This is where the field of play is actually occurring.
Unless you're speculating. And that isn't a reason to say something has value. It's just not a real thing, and eventually it'll be the emperor without clothes.
I wonder if he's talking about the US dollar not being a real thing and eventually being shown to be the emperor without clothes? No, he must be talking about Bitcoin, right? Well, we shall see. Thank you, CNBC, for sharing that. And so we come back here to the School of Athens and we consider, what are the fundamentals here at play? What is the big macro picture? what's going on in our world, and what's going on more specifically within the crypto space, crypto economics, blockchain, public blockchains. And we see that there is a lot to be discussed, there's a lot to be talked about, there's a lot to look at, there's a lot to listen to, and there's a lot to be excited about. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to our channel here, Crypto Laureates. Once again, I am the Crypto-Yogi. Stay well, and we'll talk on the next time. Oh, and share this video with one friend who you trust and care about. See you next time.